This true story will not leave you indifferent. It all started early in the morning on a workday. A well-dressed woman walking to work. Suddenly in her tracks, directly in front of a homeless man. The out-of-his-luck man looked up and examined the lady. It was obvious that this was a woman accustomed to luxury. The man asked her to leave him alone, thinking that she wanted to make fun of him like everyone else. But to his surprise, the woman remained standing in front of him and asked with a big smile, "Are you hungry?" To this, the man replied, "No, now go away." At that moment, a policeman came up and asked, "Ma'am, are you in some kind of trouble?" "I just wanted to feed him and get him out of the place, at least for a while." The woman said, "You're out of your mind." The homeless man shouted back, still refusing any handouts. The policeman then identified the homeless man as Joe, before pointing out that Joe had been living on the streets for the last few years. After explaining Joe's history, the officer got the woman to help move the homeless man into a cafe on the corner. The cafe's manager, witnessing the officer, homeless man, and woman, rushed up to the trio and insisted that the three were causing a scene, and that Joe's appearance was a cause for concern for this establishment. Joe grinned through his sparse teeth and demanded, "Let me go. I didn't want to come here in the first place." "Excuse me, are you familiar with Evans and Associates?" The woman asked the manager. "Of course, they gather at my banquet hall every week, and I make good money catering for them." The manager answered, "I'm Holly Evans, and I'm the owner of the company," she said. The manager immediately changed his tone after hearing this, sat the group down, and took their order himself. Sitting down across from Joe, Holly opened up about her story. "I had just graduated from university, came to town looking for a job. Destitute and without income, it didn't take long before I was surviving off the last few dollars I had and couldn't pay rent, and soon evicted from my apartment," Holly confessed as tears rolled down her cheeks. "I was walking down the street, starving, and when I saw this place and went inside, and behold, you welcomed me with a smile." "Yes," said Joe. "I remember I was working at the counter back then, and you asked if you could work for food, but I said no." As it turned out, Joe personally made her a large meat sandwich and gave her a mug of coffee and paid for the food himself. After that, she calmed down and went to the corner of the cafe to enjoy her lunch. "So, you must have started working after that?" asked old Joe, to which Holly replied, "Yes, I found a job the same day." She added that she worked in a salaried job and was able to move up the corporate ladder before starting her own business, which began to thrive quickly thereafter. She handed Joe her business card, asking him to meet with the director of human resources at her company. "He can give you money up front to buy yourself some decent clothes and find you a place to live," she insisted. Tears streamed down the old man's face. "How can I ever thank you?" asked the old man. "Thank not me, but God," Holly replied. Holly looked at the homeless man and said they would see each other later and left the cafe. The policeman said, "You've changed your fate, friend. Only now you are beginning to reap the fruits of what you once sowed the seeds of." At the end of your life, it won't matter how many cars you have in your garage, or what countries you've been to. What matters is how many lives you have changed, how many people you have influenced, and who you have helped. Do good.